Hello everybody, I am Patricia Benokil and I am very pleased to welcome you all to this first live What's in Store, where we receive today Giulio Montemagno, SVP of PPass at Worldline TSS, to give us his insights into payments ecosystem strategy, why software as a service is the future for our payments industry, and how PPass paved the way to orchestrating commerce and payments.
Yes. Hi, Kat. Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
My first question to you, Giulio, will be about ecosystems. We hear a lot about ecosystems, ecosystem strategy. So what's your view? Why do you think companies need an ecosystem strategy?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you look at what is happening, we're indeed observing a strong surge of digital platforms that connect software developers and customers in many unique and in entirely new ways. The companies that are successfully using what we call this play the ecosystem strategy have done two things very well. One, they've been creating open APIs, and they've been allowing developers to build applications on top of their core technology stacks.
That's for the integration.
As a result, these companies are massively increasing the scale of distribution of their services through third-party digital innovators, kind of the ecosystem of developers that they have recruited, and have been doing this at an unbelievable speed. If you think about companies like Salesforce, SAP, and Workday, these are great examples of how the creation of these ecosystem platforms have very quickly become a driver of tremendous competitive advantage, but also a strong source of revenues for these companies and developers alike. So really, they've been really creating a thriving ecosystems. So we believe that the cloud-based technology platforms are relatively new. The business model is definitely here to stay. So a couple of data points from very serious research. It is estimated that by the end of 2023, less than 3 years away from now, it is estimated that over 60% of the global 2,000 companies will have a digital developer ecosystem with thousands of developers on their platforms. Also, by the end of 2023, more than 500 million digital apps and services will have been developed and deployed using a cloud-native approach, which is the same number of apps that has been developed in the last 40 years. This gives you an order of magnitude of how big and how fast this is moving.
Well, 500 million apps and services will definitely have an impact on our industry.
Absolutely.
So how this change the rules for payments?
Yes, we believe that this ecosystem play can have a very meaningful impact on our industry. We believe the emergence of these platforms can really, powered by third-party developers, can really change the payments industry in a very meaningful way. Let me give you a couple of examples. Payments are by definition both global and local. And if you look at more and more payment solution providers, gateways, and acquirers that are entering new markets, we believe the developers can play a very important role because can help these companies, these financial services players, help adapt their offering to the local markets, meeting the requirements of local consumers and merchants, and help a PSP, an acquirer, or gateway thrive in a market that they know very little about. Another example is omnichannel. Obviously, the major acceleration of digital payments that we're seeing these days, obviously, this has been amply documented, powered by the pandemic, is powering the emergence of several completely new omnichannel use cases. And here again, developers are in the perfect position to invent on behalf of the customers and design completely new solutions that help solve some of the user experience challenges, for example, that continue to come up. So this is where we see the strength of this ecosystem play out.
So what is PPass? What role does it play in this new world, new ecosystem world?
Yeah, well, so first of all, PPass stands for Payments Platform as a Service. It is a cloud-based platform that intends to empower a global ecosystem of partners and clients to build payments and commerce solutions for their end merchants. It's very much a cloud-based, API-driven, indirect go-to-merchant play. Probably the simplest way to understand what we are building is to think of PPass as a catalog of services and applications sitting in the cloud that we want to make available to banks, acquirers, PSPs, gateways, and independent software vendors. The catalog will be composed of existing proprietary technology, but for the most part, and most importantly, will consist of services and solutions that are brought to PPass by a wide range of partners around the world. Example of these applications may include alternative payment methods, buy now, pay later, data intelligence service, applications provider, risk and fraud management solutions, loyalty schemes, and so on and so
So
forth.
it's à la carte.
Exactly.
Kind of,
So the idea is to really build a very powerful catalog that merchants and acquirers and banks can pick and choose from, and make these available to their end merchant. This is what we call the ecosystem of partners for PPass. And ultimately, our ambition is to orchestrate these services and really empower acquirers and ISVs to design and deliver great payment and commerce solutions for their merchants. We really play the role of a technology enabler.
Okay, so what are your criteria for bringing partners into PPass ecosystem?
Yeah, so partners are going to be extremely important for a strategy. So our ultimate goal is to build an ecosystem of partners and developers around the world as wide and as relevant as possible so that we can enable acquirers, PSPs and ISVs in every region to access this powerful catalog of solutions, pick and choose the ones that we want through the APIs that we make available for them, and build great services for their end merchants. On our part, this means that we're going to have to optimize for the right balance between global players and regional and country-specific solution providers. If you take APMs, for example.
Alternative payments methods?
Yeah, sorry, APMs, I'm sorry. Okay. Alternative payment methods, for example. We certainly want to feature the 4 or 5 global providers of alternative payment methods on our platform, but we will also add regional and local players so that our direct clients can offer their merchants the most relevant set of alternative payment methods in every region and allow their end customers and consumers to pay any way they want.
Okay, but what are the benefits actually for them?
For solution providers?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess, well, in terms of most solution providers that we've engaged with have 2 key challenges they recur more and more often in our discussions. First of all, they want to reach new customers in a cost-effective manner, and they want to enter new markets with a scalable model. We believe that by connecting their solutions to the PPass platform through our APIs, solution providers can establish connections to the right acquirers, gateways, PSPs, and independent software vendors in each region, and open up entirely new distribution channel for their products. So that's how we think we can help them.
Okay, interesting. Now the question about the clients.
Yes.
What are the benefits for them of a platform instead of what they have or what they do today?
Yes. So this is obviously a very important question. So we believe that...
And they're watching us.
They're watching us. So we believe the way we're building the platform tackles most pain points faced by our clients. Let's be very clear. Let's start with acquirers and PSPs. They typically face challenges around differentiation of their product, differentiation of their offering. They're facing strong competition from large technology companies, digital natives, fintechs, and they struggle to innovate quickly while remaining compliant in every region with local regulations. And if you look at what happened in our industry over the last 15 years, we've seen that a lot of acquirers, a lot of PSPs have grown through acquisition, which is a viable strategy, but also on the flip side, they find themselves with a multitude of different technology platforms and technology stacks that they have to manage. We believe that we can help them in a few ways. First, we can help them decrease their capital expenditure and OpEx by allowing them to run processes from an outsourced as a service infrastructure, actually removing the need to own physical assets like data centers, servers, networks, software licenses. We can help them reduce the scope of their systems that fall under the acquirer responsibility or the PSP responsibility for payment and security compliance rules, for example. And in terms of driving their top line, we can help them differentiate it by giving them access to this catalog that I just talked about a minute ago, and so that they can leverage the services available on the PPass platform, and again, design and deliver verticalized solutions to their merchants cost effectively and at scale.
So they can focus on their clients themselves.
Correct, exactly, instead of focusing on running payment operations.
Yes.
And if you put it all together, we can help them maximize client retention and drive higher revenue and gross margin per customer.
Very good. What about the ISVs?
Yeah, so when you look at the ISVs, their core business is really to build great software products that are often designed for highly specialized vertical markets. For ISVs, payments are an enabler and not their core focus. We believe that PPass can help them by providing off-the-shelf payment solutions that are relevant for each market where they operate, but also provide them a set of commerce tools that can help them focus on driving top-line growth and reducing payment-related expenses. That is our value proposition to ISVs.
Okay. Okay, you didn't bring your crystal ball today, right?
Not today.
And we are recording this,
Yes.
this video. But how do you think PPass will be in 5 years' time?
Wow, that's a good one. Well, obviously, I'll start with stating the obvious. So PPass, as we know, 5 years in technology is like 100 years everywhere else. So I can't really say what PPass will look like in 5 years from now. However, I strongly believe in our ambition to build a cloud-based ecosystem of services for our clients, an ecosystem of services that it will be relevant and compelling, both at a global level and a regional level. So in 5 years from now, if we will have onboarded hundreds of solution providers and developers and enable their services on the platform so that our direct clients can in turn offer this service to their merchants and offer great commerce and payment solution, well then at that point, we will be well on our way to fulfill our ambition, I believe.
And having, I guess, customized use cases for the customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Giulio. It's time to move on to the Q&A sessions. So we've already received many questions.
That's great.
People sent it to us. But you can continue to post your questions now. Just before that, let's watch a short video about PPass.
Your customers are looking for flexible solutions that enable speedy deployment of any-to-any connections across their payment value chain. PPass allows your merchants to select just the right combination of hardware and software to enable them to run their business the way they want to. We support your merchant's business by connecting them with the commerce services that will help them to create, secure, and grow their top-line revenues. Access to a catalogue of commerce services with continual onboarding of new third-party services providers. Set up and test solutions quickly, remove integration complexity and speed up deployment while all the time operating to industry standard levels of security. Let's take the example of a restaurant. These days, it's not enough just to accept card payments. A payment terminal can be used for much more. Whether it's delivery services, order taking, alternative payments or loyalty, the integration of these services can be complex and take several weeks or months to be set up, tested and deployed. PPass removes the complexity from connecting to the payments ecosystem, so your merchants can choose the best solution for their business and their terminals can be configured quickly without the need for expensive software development.
Hi again. So this is the best part, which is the Q&A session. We've had some questions, like I said earlier on. So let's take the first question. I have a company that runs loyalty programs for small business. What do I need to do to run my app on PPass? That's already very concrete.
Okay, very concrete. So, well, first of all, thank you for the question. I mean, if you're in the loyalty business, in the loyalty industry, you're definitely in the right line of work at this point, because we're seeing tremendous demand from merchants and acquirers for loyalty programs, and especially for small businesses. So this is very relevant.
Especially now the local commerce.
Absolutely, as local commerce, trying to come out of the pandemic and strengthen their offering to their customers. I think this is very important. So. Obviously, as I mentioned a minute ago, we're very keen to work with partners who provide valuable solutions and services and can offer their expertise to our customers' merchants. So the first thing that you will need to do in this case is to register with PPass as a solution partner. Our partner team will then get in touch to review your solution and services and see if there is a good match for us to work together. Once confirmed and kind of this mutual interest and the relevancy of the technology, we will onboard you on our partner program and provide access to our developer support, to provide you with the tools, our API documentation, give you a sandbox where you can test your application and to get your services up and running on the PPass platform.
So your team accompany.
Exactly, we provide a one-on-one dedicated services to all solution providers, so we can help them come on the platform and experiment with us what they're seeing and start offering their solutions on the platform to direct clients.
Very good. Let's take another question. Don't be shy, and it's time now to ask all your questions. So, second question, that's about deployment. What are your target countries?
Yeah, it's a very important question. So we're really working very, very hard these days to finish off our last piece of development before launching our MVP.
Yeah, because the launch is
exactly,
in the
it's
fall.
imminent. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is happening at the end of September 30 to be precise. And for this phase one, we have prioritized a number of countries. We prioritize the US, Australia, Brazil, and with respect to Europe, we're targeting France, Italy, the UK, Spain, and Poland. As we continue to expand our ecosystem of partners and add new solutions to the platform, we will most definitely expand the range of countries as quickly as we possibly can in 2022.
Good.
So this is our game plan for the time being.
Yes. I think we have time also for another question. You mentioned that the solution was terminal agnostic. Just how far does that apply? Can I use it with an Ingenico Tetra terminal? This is true because we speak a lot about Android terminal these days on the market,
Yes.
but there are also always proprietary
Absolutely.
terminals. So indeed, how does the integration?
Yeah. So this is a very important question, a key part of our strategy. So being terminal and acquirer agnostic is a key element of our vision. We want PPass to be deployable to any terminal, irrespective of the manufacturer, the operating system, and the POS vendors selling the terminal. So, for example, we want PPass to be available on our Ingenico devices, on our own proprietary software solution, as well as Android, but very much across all the terminal out there in the field that are provided by our competitors or by other POS vendors. This is very much our vision. Equally importantly, we want any acquirer to be connected to the PPass platform so that, as an example, if an ISV, independent software vendor in a particular market, intends to work with a specific acquirer, we can enable that connection in real time for them.
It's true that we speak about the move from hardware to software and services, and this is happening now.
Absolutely.
I mean, with this agnosticity,
is really key.
Exactly.
Is really key.
Clients who have a park of terminals or a catalog of services, they can do a la carte and create their...
Exactly, can deploy in our solutions onto the different range of terminals that they manage.
Very good. Do we have time for more questions? Yes. The money questions.
The money questions. Okay.
So how are you going to charge for the service? How much?
Yes. So, so we're planning to monetize PPass via revenue model based on two sources. On one hand, we have the clients. So we intend to monetize our relationship with our clients that, again, we identified as acquirers, ISOs, ISVs, gateways, through a monthly subscription to one of the three bundles that we have designed, plus a usage fees based on consumption of APIs, transactional services such as dynamic routing, for example, and SMSs for digital receipts, consumption, and so on and so forth. On the other side, we intend to generate revenues with and through service providers to whom we can give access to our platform to distribute the product by charging an annual platform access fee, plus a commission based either on the total revenue generated by a PPass or as a percentage of the transaction value. That will depend on the type of service that the partner offers and the particular use case.
Good. Do we have time for one more? Okay. So the next question is about PPass. Very concrete.
Yes.
How can PPass help me to implement an omnichannel strategy? Omnichannel use
very,
cases
very important question. Thank you for
I've been
that.
accelerated.
So, well, first of all, PPass has been designed from the ground up to address all merchants and consumer touch points, whether they are face-to-face, mobile, unattended, online. And with, if you look at what is happening today, customers who engage with a brand now, expect to be able to reserve online, pick up in store, pay in store, and then if they're not happy, they expect to be able to send back what they bought and get refunded without having actually to physically going back to the store. But payments, if you look at it, have been very, very slow to catch up with these expectations. There has been a partial acceleration during the pandemic as more and more of these omnichannel cases came up. But as an industry, we've been fairly slow to catch up with consumers' expectations. So a key focus of ours, of PPass, is to really allow our clients to seamlessly deliver omnichannel services to their merchants and in turn for them to their consumers. What we are really looking to do is to provide a control tower through which acquirers and merchants can have a single consolidated view of all their transactional activities and really manage each interaction across all of their consumer touchpoints. Pretty much as they need to do with single channels, we want to bring it all together. But again, to be clear, it's important to remember that it is our customers who will design these use cases. Our role,
but you accompany them.
Exactly, we accompany them. Our role is to be purely a technology enabler and deliver them the capacity to do that, to do what they need for their end merchants.
Okay, so I guess you're going to have a huge team to accompany one by one all the clients.
Exactly.
Okay. Do we have time for, okay, you have more. How are you taking care of security when it comes to cloud solution as it is payment matter?
Yeah.
That's true. Security is always...
Security is absolutely important.
Yes, it's key number one.
It's number one topic. So here, we're obviously going to operate with the highest security standards, with the highest level of certification. And here, we're going to leverage the 25 plus years of experience at Ingenico and Worldline when it comes to security. Because when you look at it, the way payments run, particularly on payment terminals, the standards of security are exceedingly high. And we obviously develop and deploy an incredible amount of resources from a technology perspective, from a team perspective, to make sure that security is always the priority number one for our clients and partners. So it's a very important angle, and certainly we're not going to lower the level of attention to this as we move to the cloud. To the contrary,
yes.
Actually, we'll double down on security standards.
Yes. Thank you for that. We have one more. And this is the last. This is the last question we're going to take. As a technician telling me that we are close to the end of our What's in Store. So for this last question, Giulio, your service will be internationally used or only locally? I think it's also because certifications.
Yeah, absolutely both. Absolutely both. So as I mentioned, we're building this. The global, the DNA of PPass is to really be a global proposition, but we very well know that, as I mentioned, that payments are and commerce are both global and local. So we want to make sure that we offer solutions that are deployable across a number of countries, starting with the 10 that I just mentioned a minute ago for phase one, but also make sure that we offer all the relevant tools and services for each player at a local level, so that our solution can be used by acquirers, by banks, by ISVs in each and every region where we operate. And again, this ecosystem strategy that we're deploying is going to be foundational to that, because we can work with a lot of different
players locally,
a lot of different developers and innovators at a local level.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's our time is up now.
Our time is one more thing, if I can.
Yes.
So we have over 100 positions open.
Oh,
well, so we have a lot of exciting opportunities and roles in technology, product, sales, and marketing, program management around the world. So, check out ppass.com, and you will see a comprehensive list of all roles that are open. So,
job opportunities.
Absolutely. Sorry, I took advantage of this opportunity to mention this.
You're welcome. So thanks, everyone. Thank you for sending so many questions and being so many to contact us. For those you've asked, we will be in touch. We will try to answer individually all your questions, and Giulio and his team will continue to be in contact with you for any queries you may have. I hope this helped you to understand more about the exciting world of payment ecosystems and how PPass will be a cornerstone to converge commerce and payments. Yeah. Stay tuned for our next What's in Store, and thank you again, Giulio, for being with us today.
Look forward to our next session. Thank you.